But now, just testing, making sure you can hear me. Hello. Works. Why doesn't it work on that though? But now. It's working. It's working. Okay, right. Let's mute that so you can't hear me in the background. And welcome to What Matters Wednesday. What matters is that we're live across two out of the three channels that I intended to go live on this evening. So you lucky people, if you're watching this on LinkedIn, you will be watching the recording, unfortunately, because LinkedIn decided to kick me out. It happens. It's what it is. Can't control it, so I don't stress about it. But What Matters Wednesday. So it's well known that hump day can mean two different things. So for some people, it's the downslope to the weekend. So they are looking forward to the weekend. They're just finishing off anything they can, avoiding work, doing all that good stuff. For others, it's just another day where they've still got 2 more days of just getting through the week. And whichever camp you fall in, this is what this is about. So my big message that I like to share across everyone I meet and across all my socials, and if you've been following me on here for a while, you'll know that time is my thing, if you like. But it's more from the point of view that time cannot be managed. And if any of you saw my talk at BizFest, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. Or if I've had a conversation with you, you know exactly where this is going. But time is a measurement. In the same way that a kilometer is a measurement of distance, time is a measurement of the passing circles around the sun, in our case. On another planet, it's completely different. But here on Earth, it's that measurement of the 24 hours, hours being the measurement of us circling our sun once a day, or the 365 days measurement that it takes to circle, like circle the sun, which means I got the 24 hours wrong, which is not great as an Earth scientist, is it? It's the 24 hours, which is the spin of our planet, and the 365 days, which is the time it takes us to rotate around the Earth. Okay? But hours, minutes, seconds, days, months, years, decades, they're all words and terms that we made up. Same as a kilometer. And the measurement of a kilometer, us humans made it up. And because it's a measurement, in the same way that millimeters are a measurement of distance, or milliliters, which is what I was going to say, is a measurement of liquid. It's just a measurement of something. So we cannot change it. 1 teaspoon is 1 teaspoon. 1 meter is 1 meter. 1 hour is 1 hour. 60 minutes. A lot of seconds. My brain's not working. 360? No, I'm going to try. Okay? So the biggest message I try to share with everyone is that because time is a measurement, it cannot be managed. Because if you could manage it, then you could make it longer, or you could make it shorter. You could buy it. You could steal it. You could sell it. You could stop it. Press pause. We can't do that with time unless you're Doctor Who. And as none of us are Doctor Who, time is something that is going to pass regardless. So my biggest message that I'm going to start all of these sessions with is quite simply that time cannot be managed. And it is through our trying to manage said time that actually causes us the most stress. You know, those feelings of there aren't enough hours in the day, or I wish I had more time, or I don't have time to do the things I want to do. You have all the time there is. You don't know how much time that is. It could be 50 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 103 years. You don't know how long you have on this planet. So why do we stress about trying to manage it? Because that's what we've always been told. we've also been told that unless we are stressing and we are busy and we are pushing, getting everything done really, really quick and blah, 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 that we're not doing enough. And that's rubbish as well. Because if you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, eventually you get burnt out. You look great because you're getting loads done. But what happens at that point is the boss just gives you more. So is it worth it? No. But that's a topic for another day. The topic today is quite simply stop getting stressed about not having enough time, because you have all the time there is. And it's up to you what you do with it. Now, yes, some of you are going to be sitting there, same as me, single parent. Your time feels like it's not your own because you have small human or humans to look after. They need feeding. They need dropping to school. They need all their clubs done. They need their washing doing. They need their rooms sorting. They need their hairbrush. They need washing. They need teeth brushing, all the rest of it, all the jobs that come from being a parent. But again, and you could argue that you chose that when you chose to have children. Now, some of us don't choose, and that is not a topic that I'm going to get into today. It's just an example. But even amongst all of that stuff you have to do, there is still time in the day for you to choose what else you do. Now, it could be that you choose to go to a certain job, or you choose to be self-employed, or you choose to not work. They're all choices. They're all a decision that allows you to do something during each day. So when we say we don't have time, it's because you haven't prioritized the thing that you want to do with your time. Now, I'm guilty of this. I've caught myself several times saying, I don't have time to go and sit on the sewing machine. But yet the weekend just gone, I had time to build 2 wardrobes and a shed roof and do 2 trips to IKEA and B&Q and Totem Timber. I had time for that, but I didn't have time to sew because I prioritized buying the wardrobes, building the wardrobes, which took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but it was just me building them, and it took the time that it was going to take. Me saying I don't have time to sew is because I haven't prioritized it. And when I actually look at what I do all week, there are a lot of pockets of time where I'm not being very productive, where I'm not doing very much, where I'm maybe doom scrolling. You all know you all do it. Or you're sitting watching Netflix or Amazon or whatever. Or you are choosing to have a conversation. Okay. But if, for example, you are a parent of said child and you've got an hour of an evening where you are sitting at their club. So my daughter goes to martial arts 3 times a week. And during the times that she's in her club, I have a choice. I either sit there and I watch, which I do sometimes, it's nice, or I sit and do something towards the business. I do a little bit of content creation where I'm half watching and doing little jobs that don't take my full attention but need to be done. The little jobs that I could delegate to somebody else, but I don't because I do them myself. Because I'm a one-man band at the moment, or a one-person band. Okay? But that's a choice. In those pockets of time, it's your choice what you do with them. Now, some of you will know that I am a utility warehouse partner. And so many people I speak to say, oh, I couldn't do that business. I haven't got time. There are some days every single week where I don't have time, but I make time. I do it in the pockets. 5 minute here, 5 minute there, half an hour when Munchkin's at her club. Sitting and finding people to chat to on Facebook while I'm sat watching TV. It's all a choice. And it comes down to priorities. What are you prioritizing with the time that you have? Now, we come from, I'm just checking all this is still working. It looks like it. We come from a background where we're taught that we should go to school, get good grades, get a good job, spend all day at work, have the evenings and the weekends to relax so that we're fit for work again on Monday morning. So with the invention of TVs, and especially now with the internet and games and everything else, we are given so many things to entertain us that keep us sat and being entertained. But yet so many people will sit in front of that television and then complain the next day that they don't have time to build that side hustle, to build that business. But is TV really productive? It's nice, yes, it's entertaining. It gives us that little down, it stimulates our imagination and all of that good stuff. But if you want to build a business or you want to make a change to your life, or the income that you're getting from your day-to-day job isn't enough and you want to do something else, well, you're only at work from 9 to 5, average. You could build a business between 5 and 9. Or if you've got kids, you could do it around the kids. Enjoy your 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. when they go to bed. Spending time watching TV, talking to them, doing whatever, and then spend 8 till 9 on the business. That's an hour. 1 hour a day, 7 hours a week. It soon adds up. But it's about what you choose to do with your time, which is the point I'm coming back to every single time with this session tonight. And it ties back into what matters Wednesday, because there's no point in me sharing productivity tips and things to make your day run smoother if you don't have the understanding underneath that you're not managing time itself, you're managing what you're doing with it. And there are loads of techniques. Time management is a billion-dollar industry with all the apps, all the planners, all the this, all the that, all the nice color-coded things and everything else, which work sometimes, but only if you have the understanding of why they work and the discipline to actually do them. And the discipline comes from, why are you doing it? Why are you choosing to block out that little bit of time on your calendar to do that thing? What is that thing? What's it going to do for you? What is the point? Because you can't, there's no point in blocking out a section of time to work on a business if you don't know why you're working on the business. What is that business going to give you? Is it going to get you out of your current job? Is it going to fund all the extra holidays you want to do? Is it going to buy a camper van? Who knows? Whatever it is, that little block of time that you've time blocked, that you then might use the Pomodoro technique within to be even more productive. Why are you doing it? And like I said, time management is a myth, and you can't manage time. You can only manage what you do with it. So the big tip that I'm sharing tonight, as the first session of What Matters Wednesday, after obviously introducing that time can't be managed, is the word priorities. Okay, so the buzzword tonight is priorities. When you're saying, I don't have time to do whatever it is, it's because you're not prioritizing that thing, which means it won't get done. You don't need more time in the day to make time for that thing, because even if you had more time and that thing's not prioritized, you still won't do it. You'll still procrastinate. You'll still sit and doom scroll. When the clocks go back and we get that extra hour, because 3 a.m. becomes 2 a.m. in the morning, what do we do with that extra hour? Many of us just stay in bed. Unless you've got small herberts who suddenly decide that 5 o'clock in the morning is a good time to get up because actually their body clock says it's 6. Granted, at the other end of the year, the clocks go forward and we lose that hour. So it equals out. But in the moment, you could get up and do something with that hour. And again, that's a choice. Same as the 5 till 9 in your evening or your Saturday morning is your choice what you do with it. Are you going to sit and binge watch the latest series of whatever it is on TV or on one of the streaming services? Or are you going to research your business idea? Are you going to start making those phone calls, making those connections to build that business? If you're in a side hustle business like utility warehouse, for example, it's all about speaking to people and putting content out there. Even as a productivity coach, I've still got to put content online. So I've got to make the content. I've got to research the latest things and turn whatever stuff is going on in my imagination into something that's going to be helpful for my audience. Not because I think, oh, this post is amazing and it's going to get me loads and loads of people. No, it's a long game. But if I don't prioritize doing the content, the business goes nowhere. And yeah, there will be days when you get sidetracked or sideswiped or completely wiped off the planet through illness or an email that needs an urgent response or a phone call or some bad news or things like that. But they're one-offs and you can recover from those. It's what you do with the time that you can plan that makes the big, big difference to our lives. Time cannot be managed. It can only be measured. And the thing that you manage is you. Okay? Is me and it's you. That's what you manage. If you don't have time to do something that you really want to do, it's because you're not prioritizing it. If you really wanted to do that thing, you would make the time to do it. Because time's going to pass anyway. Like this Saturday coming up, I could say, I'm going to spend some time making a new top. If I don't go and make said new top, the time will pass with whatever I'm doing instead. As I said last weekend, it was 2 wardrobes and a shed roof. The time passed regardless of whether I built those things or not. But I sit here this week with 2 new wardrobes, some very clean bedrooms, which I'm very thankful for, and 2 outdoor storage spaces I can actually get into without being avalanched on, that are dry and secure. I could have spent last weekend just watching TV or going out for a walk. We live near Dartmoor. I'm sure over the summer there'll be a lot of weekends and days when we're not at school, or when Littleton's not at school, where we'll go up for a walk on Dartmoor. If we don't go for a walk on Dartmoor, the time will pass anyway. So it's all a choice. And when you can get that little switch in your head, that little perspective shift, life becomes a whole lot brighter because you realize how much you can actually control. Because we get stressed because we think we can't control time, because you can't. But you can control what you do with it. And that is all what my coaching is about. Making people understand, or helping people, because I can't make anybody do anything, helping people to understand that you don't manage time. It passes regardless. But you do manage what you do with it. And if you want to do that new project, then you've got to schedule the time to do it. You've got to prioritize it. So my takeaway tip for this evening is tonight, or whenever you watch this video, because it will be on recordings across all my socials, write down the list of things you need to do tomorrow that have to get done tomorrow. Okay? For a salesperson, it could be follow up the leads, ring some new prospects, organize the calendar, maybe the destiny's tidying. Maybe there's a club that needs doing for the kids or something like that. And then when you've got your list of things you need to do, prioritize them. Put the one at the top is the thing that will move the needle the most in what you've got to do. Now, that could be a report. It could be phoning the leads if you're a salesperson or a self-employed business person. Because if you don't speak to the customers or the potential customers, they ain't going to phone you. Is what it is. But you put the thing that's going to make the biggest change or has the shortest deadline at the very, very top. And then tomorrow morning, you only focus on that one thing. And you do it until it's done. Then you give yourself a little reward, whatever that means for you. We're all individual. Some of us just are like, oh, that was good. I'm going to have a piece of chocolate now. Or sharing it with someone so that they can say, oh, well done, good job. Or whatever it is that you reward yourself with. And then move on to number 2. If you've got a list of 6 things and you only get 2 done, but they were the most important things to do tomorrow that will make the biggest difference to whatever it is you're doing, be it in an employed job or a self-employed job, or a side hustle or whatever it is, as long as those 2 things get done, or even 1 thing if it's a big thing, that makes the difference to your day. That makes the difference to your life. The journey of 1,000 steps begins with 1. That next rung on the ladder is only 1 step. Taking little pieces of consistent action every single day will make more difference to your life than doing nothing for 2 weeks and then having a massive session, and then nothing for 2 weeks and having a massive session. And I liken that to an example of if you go to the gym. So if you go to the gym or do a workout or do something every day for maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, you will get more benefit from that than if you do a 2-hour session every 2 weeks. Because that 2-hour session every 2 weeks is going to kill you. If you do it hard enough and do it properly, you're going to hurt for 3 days after. Whereas if you do little and often, your body's going to change, you're not going to suffer, and it's going to be more beneficial. And work or projects or things like that, the biggest difference comes to them when you take consistent action. Okay, so even if you phone 1 person every day, that's 5 people in a week. That's 16 people in a month. Okay, 1 a day. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 16 people in a month. If you try and phone those 16 people in 1 day, it's going to take up most of that day. But 1 phone call every day feels like nothing. And it will get you closer to your goal because it builds up consistently. It's a habit. And I will probably touch more on habits next week, or at some point during this season, series, whatever I'm going to call it, because habits are a big thing. Habits make things easier because you do them automatically. And if you don't believe me, when you put your shoes on in the morning or wherever you're going next, or whenever you put your shoes on next, see which foot you put in first. And then make a mental note the next time you put your shoes on, put the other foot in and see how weird it feels. Or even if you brush your teeth with the other hand. It's virtually impossible. Because yes, you know that you go this way, then you go that way, and however you brush your teeth with whichever hand, you know the sequence. But if you try and do it with the other hand, your brain suddenly goes, what the heck? Because it's a habit. You don't have to think about it, you just do it. Okay? And that's what these What Matters Wednesdays are all about. They are a way of getting you past the hump day and still being able to be productive for the rest of the week. So, as I said, the key point this week is priorities. So I want you to take from this video tonight the word priorities, and I want you to prioritize your to-do or get-done list for tomorrow. Focus on number 1 first, then number 2, number 3. Get the priorities done. Don't just drift to the end of the week. Okay? I'm going to waffle for a little bit now so that anyone who is on here live with me has a chance to maybe write a comment, maybe write a question, because I'm more than happy to help people who are here now. And if you're watching this on recording, stick it in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. I will get it up on LinkedIn, even though it's still saying it's past its scheduled time. Who knows? Technology is out of my control. I clicked all the right buttons and it just went, computer says no. I'm not going to get stressed about it. There's no point. It's a good way to be. I think I've waffled long enough. No comments are coming through, which is absolutely fine. It's the first time I've done this for a while. And I will see you again next week. Have a lovely rest of your evening. And thank you for watching.